Alright, this is the fourth time I've tried to film this. Keep getting interrupted every time I try to film it, so hopefully this time it'll come out well. But I wanted to document, I thought it'd be a cool idea to document my live training with Ben Cardall. He offered a little while back a live training session, and I signed up for it. It's one of the best choices I've made as far as my deduction career goes, because just in the one session I've learned so much already. So just to give you an idea of how it went, I'm not going to steal any of his specific ideas or anything like that, but I wanted to share how the session benefited me, what I took away from the session, without directly stealing or copying anything he did, because it is his work and it is something that, you know, I paid for, so I don't want to directly rip him off or anything. And I cleared it with him. He said it was cool, so just want to share it. But to tell you how it began, 10 a.m. his time is 4 a.m. my time. So I had to wake up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning for this session. It starts at 4. And it goes 5 hours with only like an hour break between, you know, split up 2 or 3 times in the middle. And the first session was mostly about memory. We went through the linking method, the PEG system, the phonetic alphabet, mind palace, some flash memory and some flash deduction. All in one day. All in the one 5-hour session. Coffee was necessary. I am a firm believer in coffee, and coffee was necessary today because I had 2 hours of sleep. Coffee kept me going. And today was the first time the phonetic alphabet actually clicked for me. I don't know why. For the longest time, I've never used the phonetic alphabet. It never fit me. I didn't like it. I had other methods of memorizing numbers and letters, so the phonetic alphabet never worked for me. But today it clicked, so it's going to be something for me to work on, is the phonetic alphabet, making my own phonetic alphabet to use in my mind palace. So that's one takeaway that I got from his training session. Another takeaway that I thought that never sat with me was, you know, when I talk about mind palaces, I always talk about mind palaces being a permanent. And when you put it in your mind palace, it's because you want to remember it permanently. Which is still true, but the way he looks at it, and the way he thinks about it, is that mind palaces are, at their best, always used for temporary memory storage. Because eventually, what you put in your mind palace is going to become hard memory. Something that you don't have to think about to remember. It's just there, you know it. Becomes knowledge instead of memory. Which is a way of thinking of the mind palace that I never considered, because I've always thought of the mind palace as long-term memory, but eventually that long-term memory becomes permanent. So that's another cool idea that I came away with. And then just his take on deduction in general has been inspiring to me, because I have these lulls where I get burnt out on deduction. We talked about that too. We talked about deduction burnout and how he deals with it, and which makes total sense the way he wants to deal with it, and going to apply some of his methods. But so doing this has been a boost for me, get me going again in deduction, but also just the way he considers deduction. He doesn't believe in the limitations of deduction that a lot of people believe in, and that I believed in for a long time. I believed in, yeah, deduction's a skill that you can learn, but you're never going to reach the Sherlock Holmes level. But watching Ben Cardall and what he's done with deduction completely changed my mind, because Ben Cardall is amazing, and I firmly believe he has reached the Sherlock Holmes level of deduction. So, seeing that it can be done, seeing how far it can go, I don't believe in those same limitations. I believe in, creative liberty. They used a lot of creative liberty in the books, but the fundamental level of Sherlock Holmes is still very achievable and attainable, which is something that I've changed my mind on just because of this session, and seeing what he can do with it, and seeing what one 5-hour session of deduction has done for me. Spending 5 hours on deduction on these memory training techniques and these deduction techniques, I've already noticed a marked increase in my own skills. So, that was the day one. The next day hasn't been scheduled yet, but it's supposed to be live deduction training and things like that, so should be even better than the first episode, or the first day was. So I'm going to keep documenting my takeaways as I go through these. Hopefully I'll catch each session. I'll continue to catch each session and be there, be present, and ask questions. I definitely recommend, if you ever have a chance to work one-on-one with Ben Cardall, to do it, because you learn so much so fast. And I'm going to close it out here. If you have any questions that you want me to ask in the next session, leave them in my comments. I'll try and forward them on to Ben Cardall in person, so that I can get some answers for you from Ben Cardall himself. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.